letters, because it is coming in your half-yearly exam also. So I thought before teaching you in classroom, I should share it here as well, because many of you continuously joining my session. So it would be a revision also before introducing it in class. Let's study here. So what are formal letters, what are format, how to write, everything we are going to cover it, right? To write an informal letter in English, you need to know the way in which it is written. Informal letter writing is easier than you think. It is just like a long talk with a friend or relative. In this article, the format of an informal letter is explored under the following headings. Very good evening, beta, all of you, those who are joining me quickly. Please listen to what topic I'm going to cover. Listen it carefully, because I will not interrupt it at all. So later on, I will continue with your messages. Okay, let me finish first. What is an informal letter? Definitely, whenever we talk about any particular topic, this thing comes first in our mind, that what exactly it stands for, what exactly the meaning of it, right? Informal letters are personal letters that are written to let your friends or family know about what is going on in your life and to convey your regards. An informal letter is usually written to a family member, a close friend. The language used in an informal letter is casual and personal. What can you write about in an informal letter that we are going to study? You can literally write about anything you feel or think you want to convey. Informal letters can be written to inform your dear ones about your success in a competition, about a movie you watched recently, about the trip that you would be going on, and so on. It can also be to inquire about their well-being, to invite them to go along with you on a trip, to congratulate them on their new job, to convey your regards, etc. You can be as personal as you want when writing an informal letter. Okay? So there is no restriction, no foundation that you need to stick to such type of particular words and such language. There is no such boundary. Whatever you want to share, you can share in an informal letter, right? So, how to write an informal letter? Like any letter, there is a format to write an informal letter in English. Unlike a formal letter, an informal letter does not need to state something specific. It can be written in an easy conversational style. There are in the nature of friendly chat, so it can include a variety of topics. It can have all that you want to tell your dear one about. You can use colloquial expressions unlike formal letters. There are a few easy guidelines that you can follow to be able to write impressive formal letter. So what are those guidelines? We are going to study one by one. Address and date should be there. If you are thinking of how to start writing an informal letter, here is what you should know. To get your informal letter format right, you have to begin it with the sender's address. The address is written on the left-hand side of the paper. It is necessary that you write the complete address so that the receiver can write back to you. So see to that you give the correct address along with the PIN number. In case you are writing to someone in a different country, make sure you include your country in the address. For example, 29 NBC, Garden, Coimbatore, India, 641053. This is the pin code. This is about twenty twenty one 2021, right? 2021. So three ways. There are three ways you can mention the date. Okay, 15/11, then 15th November, then November 15th. Okay, so that way you need to keep it in your mind that there are three ways to mention to enter your date, right? Forms of greeting or salutation. In informal letters to friends and family, you can address them by their names prefixed by qualifying terms such as dear, my dearest, etc. You can also address them by their pet names, dearest Rosie, dear Andy, my dear sweetie. So, like this, you can address them by their relationship with you, dear uncle, dearest grandma, my dear cousin, like that. Okay. If you are writing to an ordinary friend who is older than you are or superior rank, it is respectful to use prefixes such as Mr., Mrs., and Miss, etc. For example, dear Mr. Reddy, okay, like that, or Miss so and so, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Next is introduction and body of the letter. What the points you have to keep it in your mind while writing body of the letter, the words you use determine the nature of your letter. You can start your informal letter with an introduction to set the tone of the matter that is going to be discussed. You can begin by inquiring about the health, well being of the recipient. For example, I hope this letter of mine finds you in pink of health. Okay, so this is a phrase for good health. You are hoping for the good health. You can then explain the reason behind the letter and provide the details as elaborate as you wish to. Unlike formal letter, okay, you need to think about formal letter because you need to be very selective and very formal and selected words you can use, right? So you need to follow like that. Here it is informal letter. So whatever you want to share, discuss, elaborate, you are free to discuss. Okay. The letter can be more like a friendly chat than an essay, right? So it is kind of a friendly chat. You are free to talk, to discuss any your or all your personal things, right? You can write in a very casual and personal tone. If you are writing to an older, do not use disrespectful terms or sentences. Okay, if you're writing somebody who is elder than you, then you have to uh, be respectful. Okay, you cannot be casual at that particular moment. Then you need to uh, conclude with your concluding lines, and the informal letter on a friendly note. Use words in such a way that the recipient feels like they have had a wonderful time chatting with you. How you need to close the letter? That they had a wonderful chat with you. Okay, it should be that friendly. See to you that make sure you let them know that you would be waiting their response to your letter. Okay, and also it should be conveyed that you are waiting for the response or the reply of that particular letter. Okay, Forms of subscription and signature. You can use following in informal letters to relatives or near friends. Yours affectionately, yours lovingly, your loving friend with love, etc. Right? Followed by your name, mostly your first name. If you are writing to a close friend whom you have addressed, dear Mr., Mrs., etc., you can use yours sincerely, kind regards, etc. Okay, so this way your letter will be closed. Here I'm going to read one or two samples, right? Informal letter format, letter to a friend about arranging a get together. Okay, so how this letter is written, just have a look. I'm going to read it aloud. BB Street, Allahabad, 211005, 12 February, 12th February 2020. Dear Shurya, hope you are keeping well and everyone at home is keeping safe and healthy. It has been a long time since all of us have met. So I was thinking we could all meet up. I have planned to have a get together next month. I would love to discuss more about it. Next paragraph. All of us could meet on Friday evening and stay over the weekend at a resort in Munnar. The climate in Munnar is great and it will be a good stress reliever. We could also go around the tourist spots if everyone is interested. If you are ready, we could talk to the others also. I will visit you next weekend to discuss more on this. Awaiting your reply and hoping to meet you soon. Love, Shreya. Okay, this way the letter closed, right? Next sample is given related to the letter to your cousin inquiring about her first visit to Ethiopia, right? Ethiopia. So 34 Park Avenue, Mumbai, 40023, 24th September 2021. Dearest Maria, I was so glad to hear from my mother that you are back home after the trip. Hope you had a safe and enjoyable trip. I have been waiting to hear all about the trip from you. Since this was the first time you have been to a foreign land, I guess every little bit of the trip was as exciting as you expected it to be. I have heard from my friends residing there that the place is extremely beautiful and that the people there are very endearing. However, I was worried when I knew that there were a few bomb blasts during your stay there. Hope all of you were there safe. I hope everything else was fine except for this. I had spoken to your mother earlier and she told me that you would be coming home after 2 weeks. I saw your pictures on Instagram as well. I can't wait to meet you and hear all your stories. Waiting eagerly for your reply. Your loving cousin, Sarah. So this way, two examples we have already discussed with her to sample informal letters. And 2, 3 we will be discussing in classroom as well while covering the topic. So in your half yearly exam, informal letter and story writing will be coming. Okay. So let me read your messages, what you dropped me. Begin with good evening, ma'am, new edit. Then Shivaji Singh, happy something is mentioned. Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, tomorrow is half day. Yes, beta, it is half day tomorrow. Ma'am, tomorrow is half day. Yes, beta, gaming kush. Ma'am, tomorrow everybody is asking the same question, beta. Yes, it is half day. It is mentioned in your diary as well as you got the notification as well. Ma'am, is tomorrow half day. Everybody has this question only, beta. Anirudh Mishra, I guess, message send the group. Yes, beta. You got the notice in your class group. You people can check it. Cross check that. Okay, beta. So anything else related with the studies? Any question? Any query? All the topics which we have covered, parts of speech, tenses, direct, indirect, active and passive voice. You can ask any of the topic, right, beta? Cross check your syllabus. Whatever the chapters are coming, anytime, any question you can ask. Anirudh, beta, learn how to type. What you want to type, I'm not getting. What, beta? What sort of doubt? We studied the rule. In an active and passive voice, what we studied, recall the rules one by one. First thing is why it is one is active voice, why another one is passive voice. Anirudh, beta, passive voice you asked. Are you aware with active voice? What about active voice? Then in passive voice it will be what? Your doer will be in the passive mode. The subject will be in the passive mode. That's why it is called passive voice. What the action is done, that will be the priority, right? It will be come at the first. And third form in all the sentences, all the tenses, the action word will be changed into third form. This thing you need to keep it in your mind, right? What are the four tenses which cannot be changed into passive voice? Beta, randomly you cannot ask any query or the question. First you put the effort, right? I told you when I taught you the rules of active and passive voice the day I covered. At that time I told you that there are four tenses which cannot be changed into passive voice. What were those? Wow, great. How it is resolved? How your queries and doubt is resolved, beta? Suddenly. You checked the rules or what happened? Though this chapter is not covered yet, this is not coming in your half yearly exam, but it doesn't mean you people need not to study. Right, beta? So I guess here we have done. I need to wrap up the live stream. Any other doubt? Anybody who asks anything, any related with your half yearly exam, content, grammar, writing section, whatever, any sort of doubt, any sort of query? No, ma'am. Thank you, beta. Well, thank you for joining. First time you are replying, though you mentioned that you always join my live stream, but I never got your reply. This is the first time, if I'm not wrong. Jaman is also there. Join me. Very good evening, Beta. How are you? What my next plans are like, I will cover the topics, writing section topics one by one. One day I covered what was that formal letter, then it was like article writing was there, then somebody asked me about analytical paragraph, and today I covered informal letters, right? Format of informal letter along with the sample example, right? Great, beta. So keep working hard, study well, prepare yourself for half yearly exam 2024-25, okay, and come up with flying colors, score above 90%. These are my best wishes. Again, beta, half day. Go and check the notice in your class group. It is beta, it is half day. Multiple times I told you. Beta, there is no query related with the studies. Only you are curious and eager to know about half day. Which group, beta? Who you are? Mention your name and contact number there. I will add you in the group right now. Otherwise, drop me if you don't want to share your number here on YouTube. Then just drop me on my personal number. Beta, you are added, I guess. I myself added you. Your number is in fact saved in my device. Beta, not in me phone, my phone it should be. Okay. Possessive pronoun. Sorry, ma'am. That's okay, beta. It happens. Slip of tongue, slip of typing. Right? Right. Fine. Any question, any query, beta, regarding grammar, writing skill, or your literature section, reading section, whatever? Your paper will be of 60 and 80 marks. 3 to 8, 60 marks. 9 to 11, 80 marks. Shall I ask me questions if people are ready to change it? Kushagra is saying bye, ma'am. Ram, ram, ram. Okay, beta. Bye. Four participants are showing. Waiting for the reply, beta. You people are interested in studying any topic which is coming in your test. Fine, beta. Good night, all of you. Good night. If you don't have any query, any doubt, then I need to quickly wrap up. Bye. Good night. Loads of love, blessings, and best wishes for your half yearly exam. Prepare well.